Most people don't actually solve their problems. They escape from them. The moment life becomes uncomfortable, they distract themselves. Endless scrolling, entertainment, excuses, overthinking, temporary pleasure, anything to avoid facing the reality they know they should confront. And honestly, that's why so many people stay mentally weak for years. Because every problem you avoid today silently controls your life tomorrow. The debt you ignore grows larger. The bad habits you avoid fixing become addictions. The fear you refuse to face becomes anxiety. The discipline you keep postponing becomes regret. And the dangerous part is modern society makes escaping extremely easy. You can numb yourself 24 hours a day now. Social media, Netflix, music, gaming, porn, parties, dopamine, constant distraction. Most people are no longer living. They are emotionally hiding from reality. So before this video continues, put your headphones on and listen carefully, because this conversation might expose the exact reason your life feels stuck right now. Deep down, you already know what needs to change in your life. Most people do. You know the habits destroying you. You know the excuses keeping you weak. You know the problems you keep avoiding. But instead of eliminating them, you keep delaying them, hoping time will somehow solve everything for you. But time does not solve problems. Action does. Discipline does. Responsibility does. And honestly, this is why mentally strong people become dangerous in life. They don't run from pressure. They face it directly. While weak people look for comfort, strong people look for solutions. While average people avoid difficult conversations, difficult decisions, and uncomfortable truths, disciplined people attack the problem before the problem destroys their future. If this message already feels personal, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep listening carefully, because by the end of this video, you may finally understand why escaping your problems has been quietly destroying your confidence, discipline, and peace for years. And honestly, this is the painful cycle most people never escape from. They avoid one difficult problem, then another problem appears because of the first one. They avoid responsibility, then wonder why their life feels chaotic. They avoid discipline, then feel disappointed in themselves every single day. And over time, this slowly destroys something extremely important: self-respect. Because deep down, your mind knows when you are running away from reality. It knows when you are lying to yourself. It knows when you are choosing comfort over growth. And eventually, you stop trusting yourself completely. That's why people who constantly escape their problems often feel anxious, frustrated, and mentally exhausted all the time. Not because life is impossible, but because avoidance creates pressure that never disappears. If this message feels uncomfortably real, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep listening carefully, because understanding this mindset could completely change how you handle your entire life. Now think about this honestly. How many problems in your life could already be improving right now if you had simply faced them earlier instead of avoiding them for months or years? Most fears become smaller the moment you confront them directly, but when you keep avoiding them, your imagination makes them feel bigger and more terrifying over time. That's why avoidance is dangerous. It feeds fear, and fear feeds weakness. Meanwhile, mentally strong people understand something powerful. Temporary discomfort is far less painful than permanent regret. They know difficult conversations must happen. Hard decisions must be made. Bad habits must be destroyed. Responsibilities must be handled. And honestly, this is exactly why discipline creates freedom, because every problem you eliminate removes stress from your future. Every responsibility you handle builds confidence. Every difficult action you take strengthens your mind a little more. But modern culture teaches the opposite. It teaches people to constantly escape discomfort instead of mastering it. People binge entertainment to avoid thinking, scroll endlessly to avoid reality, chase dopamine to avoid discipline, and eventually, they become emotionally dependent on distraction because they never learned how to handle pressure calmly. If this message is making you reflect deeply, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in, because most people will spend their entire life escaping discomfort while a small percentage learns how to use discomfort to become stronger. And honestly, this is why some people completely transform their life while others remain stuck for years. One group avoids problems. The other group attacks them immediately. One group waits for life to become easier. The other becomes mentally stronger. One group escapes pressure through comfort. The other builds resilience through action. And over time, Those small differences completely separate average people from disciplined people. The truth is, your problems are not disappearing while you ignore them. Your future is still being affected by them every single day. Your health, your mindset, your finances, your habits, your confidence, your relationships. Everything slowly changes depending on whether you confront problems or escape from them. And honestly, the strongest people in life are usually not the people with the easiest lives. They are the people who stopped running away the moment life became difficult. And honestly, this is where everything changes, the moment you stop asking, how do I avoid this problem? And start asking, how do I eliminate it completely? Because successful people don't build peaceful lives by avoiding difficulty. They build peaceful lives by confronting difficult things early before those problems become uncontrollable later. Think about it. Most people know exactly what is hurting their life right now. They know the habit destroying their focus, the addiction draining their energy, the laziness ruining their future, the toxic relationship destroying their peace, the excuses keeping them average. But instead of confronting the problem directly, they search for temporary comfort to emotionally escape it for another day. And honestly, that's why their life never changes. Because reality does not reward avoidance. Reality rewards responsibility. If this message is hitting harder than expected, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep listening carefully, because very few people today are willing to hear uncomfortable truths about discipline, responsibility, and emotional weakness. Now here's something powerful most people never realize. Every time you face a difficult problem directly, your mind becomes stronger afterward. Why? Because your brain starts learning that discomfort is survivable. Fear becomes smaller. Pressure becomes manageable. Confidence begins growing naturally. And eventually, you stop panicking every time life gets hard. That's why disciplined people often appear calmer than everyone else. It's not because their life is easier. It's because they trained themselves not to run when pressure appears. Meanwhile, weak-minded people become controlled by avoidance. They avoid difficult conversations, avoid responsibility, avoid discomfort, avoid change, avoid accountability, and over time, their entire life becomes built around emotional escape instead of personal growth. That's dangerous, because problems ignored today often become crises tomorrow. A small bad habit becomes a destructive addiction. Small debt becomes financial disaster. Small insecurity becomes emotional instability. Small procrastination becomes years of regret. And honestly, many people destroy their future slowly simply because they refuse to handle small problems early enough. But mentally strong people understand something different. Pain delayed is often pain multiplied. That's why they confront reality directly, even when it feels uncomfortable. They would rather suffer temporary discipline than permanent regret. And this mindset changes everything, because now life stops controlling you emotionally. Instead of reacting with fear every time pressure appears, you start responding with action. You stop wasting energy complaining. Stop wasting time blaming others. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. And honestly, this is where real maturity begins. The moment you realize nobody is coming to eliminate your problems for you. Your future depends on your willingness to face reality directly. And at the end of the day, the people who eventually become mentally strong, disciplined, and successful are usually not the people who avoided hard things. They are the people who stopped running away and learned how to face life head-on while everyone else kept searching for another distraction. And honestly, this is the difference between people who stay trapped for years and people who completely transform their life. One group spends their time escaping reality. The other spends their time improving reality. One group avoids pain temporarily and suffers long-term consequences. The other accepts short-term discomfort and builds long-term peace. And over time, those decisions shape everything: your confidence, your discipline, your mindset, your future, and the person you eventually become. Because every time you run away from a problem, you teach your brain weakness. You teach yourself that pressure controls you, fear controls you, discomfort controls you. But every time you face a problem directly, even when you're scared, something powerful happens internally. You begin trusting yourself again. You start proving to your own mind that you are capable of handling difficult situations instead of escaping from them constantly. And honestly, that's where real confidence comes from. Not from motivation, not from positive thinking. Real confidence is built when you repeatedly face hard things instead of avoiding them. If this message feels like the reality check you needed, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep listening carefully, because most people will continue escaping discomfort while a small percentage finally decides to take control of their life. Now here's the solution most people desperately need. Stop trying to escape discomfort, and start training yourself to handle it calmly. The next time a difficult task appears, don't delay it, attack it early. The next time fear appears, don't hide behind distractions, face it directly. The next time your mind tells you to procrastinate, overthink, or avoid responsibility, move anyway, because action weakens fear. Responsibility builds confidence, and discipline creates freedom. Start solving small problems immediately instead of allowing them to grow silently in the background. Clean your environment, fix your habits, handle uncomfortable conversations, improve your health, organize your finances, eliminate distractions that keep you weak mentally. Because honestly, most people don't have a motivation problem anymore. They have an avoidance problem. They keep escaping the exact things that would improve their life if they faced them consistently. And this is why emotionally strong people become rare today. Most people want comfort more than growth. They want easy dopamine instead of discipline, temporary pleasure instead of long-term peace. But mentally strong people understand that avoiding pain usually creates even more pain later. So they choose responsibility early instead of regret later. And once you adopt that mindset, your entire life begins changing. Problems stop feeling like personal attacks. They become challenges to solve. Pressure stops controlling your emotions. Fear stops making your decisions. And slowly, you become calmer, stronger, more disciplined, and more emotionally stable than the version of yourself that kept running away before. At the end of the day, life rewards people who confront reality honestly, not the people who hide from it, not the people constantly distracted by comfort and entertainment. The people who win in life are usually the people willing to face difficult truths, difficult responsibilities, and difficult situations directly while everyone else keeps escaping. So stop running, stop delaying, stop hiding behind distractions. Face the problem, eliminate it, and become the kind of person who no longer collapses the moment life becomes difficult. If this video exposed the truth you've been avoiding for years, then stop escaping the moment this video ends. Because most people will. They'll close this video, distract themselves again, avoid their responsibilities again, ignore their problems again, and stay trapped in the same cycle that's slowly destroying their future. Don't become one of them. Starting today, stop hiding behind comfort. Stop numbing yourself with distractions. Stop pretending your problems will disappear if you ignore them long enough. Face them, handle them, eliminate them, because every problem you avoid controls your life silently. But every problem you confront builds strength, confidence, discipline, and self-respect. If you're serious about becoming mentally stronger, emotionally disciplined, and impossible to break under pressure, hit like right now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this channel is for people who are tired of excuses, weakness, and emotional escape and ready to become stronger than the problems trying to destroy them. And before you leave, go to the comments and type, "I will face it." Make that your mindset from today forward, and share this video with someone who keeps running from the exact problems they need to confront. Now close this video, take a deep breath, and go handle the one thing you know you've been avoiding for far too long.